Yo, what is up, guys? MattWic here. We are back in NHL 25 with our Testing the Draft Quebec Draft Kings, and after that disappointing loss in the Stanley Cup Finals to the Colorado Avalanche for the second time, our third Stanley Cup Finals loss, it is time to get into another draft, and I gotta say, this one could be the one that finally, fingers crossed, puts us over the top. But before we hop into the draft, I'm going to take a look at the awards, just because this is something I neglect quite a bit, is looking at the awards. And we got a couple award winners, so let's shout them out, because we don't have a Stanley Cup to our name, but we do have 2 President's Trophies now and a couple awards here. So you'll see Art Ross there. Callie Powson did win it this year. Came close last year, but McDavid barely edged him out. Hart Memorial Trophy, this is a big one. 2-time Hart Memorial Trophy winner, Callie Powson. So it's good to see that our big stud is getting the recognition he deserves. James Norris, might as well just rename it the Cale Makar, because he's the only one winning it. I think he's the only one winning it the entire time this franchise. Sim. And then this is a big one. Sergei Tikhonov, our rookie first-round draft pick from last year. He was like, what, the 25th back, like first, like 28th, something like that, 25 and on. First round pick. He won the Calder Memorial. This is actually the first drafted player I've had in this series so far win the Calder Memorial, so it is a big one. Hats off to him. Was actually his goal at the beginning of the season to try to win the Calder, so he achieved that, so he will get a nice overall boost going into next season. Obviously no Conn Smythes for us. Vezina Trophy winner, the 2-time winner, Joel Blomqvist, as well as the 2-time William M. Jennings Trophy winner, but he will no longer be on the team after this season, and we'll see if we can use him, because there is a player I want in the top 5. We have 2 first-round picks, one from LA from their the Keandre Miller trade that we sent that way, and then one of our own. So there is an interesting player at the top that I'd like to try to pair a draft pick or 2, or maybe a draft pick and Joel Blomqvist with, to get up into that top 5 and grab the guy that I want there. Bill Masterson, nobody on our team, unfortunately. I think last year our coach won the, or no, that was in the 2025 draft class. That's when the achievement unlocked. So that was my first Jack Adams Award winner. Selke goes to Byfield there. Callie Powson, 2-time Ted Lindsay Award winner as well, taking the torch from Nathan MacKinnon. Unfortunately, can't take the Stanley Cup from him. And then almost won the Maurice Richard this year, but you'll see he won it last year. So it's nice that he has some trophies to go under that stat sheet in his player pages. So let's get into this draft, boys. Like I said, I'm going to try to make a move to try to get up into that top 5, and then we'll get into the whole thing. And then after the video, I'm going to show you just some of our contracts that we have, because our system is loaded, especially after last year's draft where we traded away those couple of defensemen and brought in a lot of rookies, because we are going to have a conundrum. So at the end of the video, we'll go over that, but let's get into the draft right now. All right, guys, so here we are at the draft, and unfortunately, I couldn't get a deal done. I could not get myself into the top 5. I offered all 3 of these teams so many picks. I offered them both of my firsts this year, and then a former first-round pick defenseman that we had from 2 years ago, and they all said no. I offered 2 firsts, a second, and a player. They said no. I offered Detroit 2 firsts, Blomqvist, and I think a third for just their first-round pick, and they still said no. So I don't know. I think EA in their last update, they did do some balancing, and I think they might have changed it where the draft picks for these top picks are much harder to trade for, because I had the bar on my side filled up big time, and I'm pretty sure I only have the trade difficulty set on medium right now. So if they did do that, that's a big thing. I mean, they did do the coaches, which we know. Something that I've also seen that they've done is they've changed the player training in the offseason to now the offensive and defense. When you do the focus on that for the offseason, it only gives a +1. So I actually really like that change. I do like this change, but for this moment, I hate this change, because I can't get up to get the boy that I want. There's a right-wing playmaker from the QMJHL, projected NHL ready, and I want him on the team so bad. I just can't. Like, we'll go back to he's projected pick 5. So we'll do this. Well, after the Detroit Red Wings take the other guy I was looking at, but he's a 2-way forward, so I wasn't as interested in holding Dimitrikos. And let's take a look at these guys real quick just to see. Quincy Elnick, 83 overall. Nice pick there for the Capitals. The Penguins go right after that. Maybe the new Ovechkin and Crosby right there. I highly doubt it, though. But let's see. I'm just going to show you guys what I'm talking about. So we got the first in here. I can't trade Blomqvist to the Islanders, unfortunately, because he won't waive his clause. But we'll do both of our firsts, and we'll do a second-round pick next year. You can see the trade value. It's very much so on our side. Now, if they accept this, I'm going to look like a fool, but I'm pretty sure I already offered this, so they're going to say the thing, oh, you already gave us this offer. Boom, trade rejected. That looks like it's a lot. A lot of value there. Not really, but I mean, it would be nice. And let's go down to, just because, like I said, I'll add in this player as well. We have so many defensemen right now. To lose this guy wouldn't be the end of the world. So 2 firsts, technically 3, because this guy was a first-round draft pick, and a second for the 5th overall this year. Trade value heavily on our side. Trade rejected. It's just, I just don't want to give up that much. Like, I do want to trade the picks just because we have so many prospects right now. We're starting to get a bit of a log jam. But I just can't, guys. I can't trade the picks. I don't know what to do. Let me actually see if I can go in. And this is turning into more of a trade video than a draft video, so I apologize. But let's see. Offer trade. The Red Wings, I could trade Jari too. So let's see if we go to the Red Wings. Can I get their first-round pick for next year, maybe, for Tristan Jari? So first-round pick. Or not Tristan Jari. Wrong Penguins goaltender. Joel Blomqvist. Yeah, the trade value's not there. Detroit would be over the cap. Yeah, we know that. Draft picks. So if I gave them like a third, that's probably not still going to be enough because we have to take back Josh Norris. Like I said, I already tried to do this trade, but it didn't work. So if we take Josh Norris back, he's on the last year of his deal, so this will be upcoming the most recent free agency. Let's see if this will go through. So the trade value looks a little bit, it might not be enough, but let's just see. Like I said, I want to move on from Blomqvist just because I think it's time. So let's see. Okay, trade accepted for that. Okay, that's fine then. So it looks like when you're in that draft year, the teams really value those top picks, at least in the top 5. I didn't try 6 through 10 just because that's not the spot that I needed the player from. But let's go ahead and sim through, see what our guy ends up turning out to be. I do have another first-round pick. I could try to maybe give him 3 first-round picks, which is a massive overpay. But I just want to see now. I just want to see. So we got the first-round pick. It has more value. 3 firsts for the 5th overall. Our boy is still there. I hope. I didn't actually look too closely to see who was just taken, so I might restart this if this if our guy wasn't there. But let's see. 3 first-round picks for the 5th overall. Trade rejected still. 2 firsts in this one, and Detroit, who finished 3rd worst in the league this year, and they still said no. So that might be a massive factor in these trades now. I wonder too if you have one of those picks, if the value for it is just way buffed up. Which would be interesting to see trying to do the other way. Can you just get like an absolute haul for a top 5 pick? But like I said, we're not going to be able to get our boy, unfortunately, here. He's going to get picked at number 5, Murray Wall. You know, it would be interesting to see, and I'm going to try it. If he gets picked, I'm going to try to trade the 3 firsts for him and see what happens. So this was the guy I wanted here. Dawson Marsh. He's out of the QMJHL. Right-wing playmaker. We have the exact spot where we need him on that second line. It would have been so perfect. If you watch the playoff video, I was swapping guys around on that second line right-wing role. And this would have been a great player to have on that line. But damn, unfortunately couldn't get it done. But let's see now. If we go back in here with the Islanders, can we offer the 3 firsts and get the player? Let's see what his trade value is. Marsh, okay. So there might be a way still to get around this, which is going to suck, though, because it's not going to say that he was a drafted player by us. I'm actually going to try to hold on to that 18th just for this test. We'll give him the Red Wings first for next year. So 2 firsts for the player. We couldn't get the pick. We offered 3. Can we get the player? Damn. Okay. Do I do the 3 just to really test it out, too? I'm going to try it. This is for science, boys. Let's go. Come on. 3 first-round picks for the guy that we wanted that you wouldn't give us the 3 first-round picks for the pick for. Trade rejected. Okay. So interesting to see there. So maybe some big changes from EA in terms of the trade logic according to the draft. So that is actually pretty cool to see. Like I said, I like that, that it is a little bit harder. Like I said, don't like it right now because I really wanted this guy on the team, but it is pretty cool that those picks are definitely going to be valued a lot more, so you can't just cheeseball your way up there to snag those guys. A little bit of a drop-off here. They did say this was going to be the weaker year, so it definitely looks like it. We normally see at least a couple other 70s guys coming off the boards. Left-wing sniper there for the Sharks, Norm Connolly. Solid player, but a couple years away. So let's get back to pick number 18. See who's available. Unfortunately, we aren't going to get the guy that we want. Len Reitz goes there. I believe we have another Reitz. 71 overall there for the Ducks. Not a bad pick there for them. But let's go ahead There was a defenseman that I had my eye on. Where is he at? He's a little bit lower, but we're not going to be able to get him with our next pick. And I don't feel like messing around too much. So here he is, Esa Laaksonen. It shows he's NHL ready, which is really cool. He does have good skill assessments. Now, we do have a plethora of defensemen, so we'll see what happens here. I mean, like I just saw, we can always trade those guys for later picks. I didn't really like too much of what I saw from any of these other guys in terms of the skill assessment. Now, I don't need anybody per se right now, but if I have the option and I know for sure, like, is it worth taking a chance on this guy, Nicholas Sterling, 3 years away, right wing? I mean, he is a playmaker, but 3 years away, it's like, could we get somebody else? Probably not, since this is only through the draft, so maybe we should take this guy right here. Nicholas Sterling, what's his, very passionate, gets emotional at times, Joe Thornton, interesting, 17 years of age too, but we're passing up on an NHL-ready defenseman, but we already have, like, 10 NHL-ready defensemen, 2 who are over the age of 25. You know what? Let's use this guy as well. Chase Persinger. He looks a little bit better, but not much. I doubt this guy's going to be medium elite, though, so this might be big miss. But we need that right wing spot. We don't know when we're going to be able to fill it, so it's better just to take the shot at it now. Nicholas Sterling, please don't let me down. You let me down, kid. 65 overall, medium, top 6, and I know that other guy's going to come out to be an absolute stud. So let's see, man. If he comes out to be a medium elite, I'm really going to be kicking myself for that one, but we are limited heavily. Ooh, low elite. I should have... And Toronto gets him, you sons of bitches. So my draft goes from bad to worse. We couldn't get up for our guy we wanted at 5. I say, you know what? Let's take a shot at this right wing guy because he might be able to be in a good spot. And we miss big on this pick, so always trust your instincts, boys. And then this guy comes off as a medium elite as well, so disappointing there. The other guy was a 66 overall. Sterling, buddy, you better be a beast. I'm telling you right now, because I'm already pissed off. It's already a bad start for you in the organization. But let's go through. I don't think there were any other guys that I could point out as big steals here at this 32nd overall pick, which was why I was so trying to move it. There is a goaltender, but he's pretty low down. We might be able to pick him up with our second pick. But let's see. Oh, here he is. Harry Woodworth. What a name, too. 1 year away, possible medium elite. You know what? I might just do it. I might just do it because I know our second round pick isn't going to be able to reach him, and I don't want to trade a ton more picks. We do have Glenn Peener. I know it's Penner, but I'm going to pronounce it Peener. Here as well, who is a gem, 17 years of age, but no information on him. So let's go ahead. I like the name Harry Woodworth. We missed big, boys, but let's hope we hit big here. Goalie in the first round. Medium starter, 71 overall, which it's not the worst thing in the world because we do need an AHL goaltender because we are bringing up Jaden Faith now next year, who I think, let me check his overall real quick. I think he grew up to at least 80 overall. So let me take a look real quick at Jaden Faith. Here he is. Yeah, 82 overall medium elite goaltender, 22 years of age. So this guy's going to be our backup for next year unless he grows big time. And then Carter George, who someone in the comments in the last video called him Farter George. I do not condone that. Don't start that. Don't start saying that. Don't disrespect our boy who almost got us to a Stanley Cup. I don't appreciate the slander here on our drafted boys. He's not Farter George, he's Carter George. All right, and the Stanley Cup champion, Colorado Avalanche. I swear to God, if they got like a steal there that I wasn't able to pin down, I'm going to be absolutely livid. Okay, fine. Oof, Manderville, 61 overall. Okay, so not the end of the world there. And I know what you guys are saying. I should have maybe traded back a little bit, but didn't feel like messing with it because this is what they would offer me pretty much for the picks. So let's go ahead and decline that. No, thank you very much. Let's go through. Ooh, Peener was a medium elite, but 47 overall. I like the 71 overall a little bit more, so maybe we can grow that guy into a medium elite. Although goalies, it's been a little bit harder there. Kyle Bieksa, he's back. 66 overall, enforcer. What? The regen, Fleury. Yeah, Fleury's excited for it. 6'5", 241, 92 strength. Holy shit. The man, the myth, the legend. He's back in there. I might have to put him on the thumbnail because that is a pretty funny one there. We got Benjamin Pope in there as well. The Penguins get another low elite player, Henrik Lilja. And let's go ahead and make our second round selection here and see what we can snag. Clifford Martindale might not be a bad option. I like the size, right D. We do need forwards pretty badly, though. So let's go through here and see. Anybody? Who's that guy? Josh Cutler. No. This guy, no, A- on 1 bar is not something I'm really going to take the chance on. Let's see. Yeah, there's nothing. This is a weak draft class. We do have a guy, La Lanciere. That's a Quebec name if I've ever seen one. Pick 91. Wait, when's our next pick? Do we have the stars in between here? We do not. So we're definitely below that. We have Martindale here, but we already have, like I said, we have a plethora of defensemen, so it's not like we need one. We got to start grabbing some guys for our Quebec fans out there. So, Guy Lalancetti. Lalancetti. That's definitely not how it's pronounced. Ooh, how did I almost miss this? How did I almost miss this medium elite? This is what I get for not sorting. Ooh, I shouldn't have taken the goalie. Oh, he's only 3 bar. Okay, it's fine. Stan Maldine, get on the team. Medium elite, 51 overall. Ooh-wee! Oh, thank God I sort. So I was gifted into that pick. That was the draft gods, you know, looking out for me after that first round pick. Thank you very much. Maybe even after the goalie too. So I appreciate that. And then let's go through here. Pick 131. Oh, we went a couple rounds there. We didn't have a 3rd round pick, I guess. We must have. Did I ship it away in the deal with somebody? Maybe. Let's see. Anybody here coming off the board? Anybody crazy? Any more medium elites? Did that one goalie go? I'm looking for that guy who is a high potential. Panay. Marty Panay goes here. 72 overall, which is a good overall for a back-end goalie. Sasaki. Ooh, high starter. Caden Sasaki. That's a sweet name. Sasaki. I believe that was one of the guys in our Japanese team on our first year for the 2025 draft class video. I added all of them to the Utah roster just so they'd be off the board. But let's see. Did our one boy go? Guy? Let's see. Do I see his name anywhere? Oh, there he goes. 64 overall. Yeah, so it was a good non-pick, but he goes to Toronto. Stop taking all my guys. Literally. Jeez. All right, let's go. 4th round pick. I want an enforcer on the team so bad, but it's so hard to find him. Ooh, and the goalie's right here. Norbert Blatter. That's a great name, too. Got to take him. Medium elite goaltender. Get on the board. 2 goalies taken in this draft day. We have to replace Joe Blomqvist, and this is how we're doing it. Norbert Blatter. 6'2", 20 years of age, though, but 58 overall, so we'll see if he can develop fast enough. Turning out to be a pretty shitty draft, not going to lie, on my part. Come on, why can't you let him fall to me? I got to just look for size, I think. That's how you tell if they're going to be an enforcer, defenseman, or a forward. There is just the absolute sheer mass on some of these guys. So let's see. We'll go through here once we get our pick. I'll call a timeout, and let's see if we can find ourselves an enforcer. I want one so bad for that 4th line. Let's go through. So let's see. 6-1. Actually, let's just do this real quick one more time just to make sure. Okay, no more elites. Low elites. No elites confirmed. Okay, so we do have a little gem there, but let's go through. I want to find 6'3". No, not big enough. He's got to be at least like 240 or something like that, or 220 in terms of size. I would love a winger, preferably, to be our enforcer. 6'4", 215, Richard Buzik. From the Extra Liga. Let's see. I wish there was a way to sort by height and weight so I could just grab the tallest players you've ever seen. That'd be a fun draft. Only draft the tallest players in every draft class. 6'5", 199 Philip Sweeney, but he's a goaltender, so that doesn't help us at all. What if I go through... No, that would take way too long to sort through just the... come on, man. Schoonmaker. I want one of these enforcer defensemen so bad. 6'4", 215 Buzik. I'll add him to the pins. He doesn't look terrible either. Come on. Give me one. 6'4", 218. Ooh. Oh, but he's already a power forward. Damn it. That'd be so nice to have. That's actually not a bad player there. Manuel Bush. I'll add him too. Let's go. Come on. Give me another one. Anywhere else? 6'4". Ooh, 17 years of age. 6'4", 209. Defensive. Fuck. Are there any guys who are like... Oh, who's this guy? Nicholas. I'm getting distracted. Let's go through. Do we have anybody sorted as a Enforcer, no, does not look like it. All right, you know what? I'll do it with the 7th round pick. I'll go through. I'll end the video, or not end the video, but end the recording, and then I'll go through and find a guy for us. But let's see. I do actually like, who's this guy? Jesus, no. Jackson Wingles. Let's see. Who do we got here? Samu Nornan, no. Petri Lau, no. I actually like this Buzik guy. 6'4", 215, 20 years of age, though. 4 years away. We have Cesar Therian. Ooh, QMJHL connection. We need that. Who's this Wolf guy? Christoph Wolf. Radislav Hamalik. And then there was this. No, was it this guy? Trevor Reed? No, it wasn't him. Oh, yeah, it was this guy. Manuel Bush. 6'4", 218, 19 years of age. I don't think he's going to have the superstar abilities, but I like the size. So let's add that to the team. Get on my squad, buddy. 58 overall, medium bottom 6. Man, I get so romanticized by the size, man, that it's just not a very good pick at the end of the day. We do have one more, though, here in the 5th round. So let's go back to 164. Take a look through any big misses that we had. These are all guys that we had the opportunity to draft and we passed on. Looks like nothing else there. Najee Harris getting drafted there by Minnesota. Cool to see. Let's grab the Buzik guy. Richard Buzik, 6'4", 215. I don't normally draft players of that age, but like I said, I like the size, and I want to add some more toughness to our roster to hopefully help our superstar studs at the top end of the class. So let's see. Anybody else here? Like I said, it was a low, Demski. I'm struggling today, boys. Offensive defenseman, too. 56 overall is not bad. But it's good to see, you know, hey, we need to spread some of this talent around the leagues, and I'm sure in the next video when we check at the full rosters of the entire league, it's going to be a shit show in terms of the defensive regimes of some of these teams. Colorado didn't hit there, but they got a grinder, which kind of pisses me off. Let's go through here. We do have a sniper, Sal Gulus. Nothing there. Chance Hurd. I love that name. He's put up some big points, too. 18 years of age. Ooh, he's young. Okay, low top 6. I'm actually going to grab him. One great name, two great stats that he put up as an 18-year-old. So 55 overall, low top 9. Chance Hurd. I hope we get him into the NHL roster sooner rather than later, because that is a fantastic name. Probably one of the better ones that I've seen so far in the drafts. We don't have our Jesus boss like we did last year. We have Frederick Park. There gets taken. Let's see. Do we have one more pick? Send to pick 230. Let's go back through. Anybody else taken here? Boba Fett, Ben Fata. Anybody else? Enforcer. I just need traits. He's only 6', 200 though. What's his fighting skill? 89 strength, 82 fighting skill. That guy's gonna be a Boston legend. Dimitrico. Oh, this would have 6'5", 209. He's not that strong, but all right. We need to find our guy here. Ooh, steal by the Florida Panthers there. Low elite. Jonathan Mackey. No X Factor or superstar abilities. Another one. Ooh, Vesa Kolamainen. Taken there by Minnesota. 17 years of age. Wow, what a pick. So we're really missing out. Gee, what the fuck? Dorian Westcott goes to Buffalo there. So an absolutely loaded 7th round, but unfortunately we don't get the medium elite. Jody Piero Zabatel gets taken there by Nashville. And guys, we're kind of getting shafted right there in this draft. I think, you know, there's just a lot going on today. I'm a little bit distracted. You know, obviously coming off that Stanley Cup Finals loss really tore me up. Ooh, Tiny Lots. Tiny Lots, 6'4", 213, right D. He is a defensive defenseman. Fuck, but that's a great name. I got to take that guy. That's probably going to be our boy there. Tiny Lots. Oh, or we have the ultimate. Oh, he's a power forward too. Damn, I was going to say the ultimate French-Canadian name here. Anton Geverchand. Terrible, I know, but let's see. Rod Lawton. Some great names in this draft, man. I'll tell you what, this has been one of the better name drafts that I've seen. Edgar Cohen. I'll just skip through real quick and see if we see any possible Enforcer play styles, which I'm not. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab Tiny Lots. So we have Chance Hurd and Tiny Lots as our picks here in this draft late round. Now, he's confirmed low 7th, but with a name like that, he's medium elite to me. Get on the team, Tiny Lots. Let's take a look at those stats. 6'4", 213 at age 18. Tiny Lots. Oh, okay. Oh, guys, let me know. Those two names, which is your favorite? Chance Hurd or Tiny Lots? I got to go with Tiny Lots there. That's incredible. And the last pick of the draft, the Colorado Avalanche. Take 7th defenseman, offensive defenseman, Benoit Balls. Let's go, boys. All right, let's get out of this. I'll show you guys the contracts real quick so I could show you our situation with our prospects. All right, guys, so here is the team now in the contracts page. And like I said, we are loaded. There should be no way we do not win the Stanley Cup next year. We have 3 medium elites who are still growing. 2 at 24 years of age. Combs is up to a 95 now. Paulson up to a 93. Koltsov even made the jump into the 90s there as well. We still have Harley and Bachfist up there as franchise defensemen. Harley's locked up long term. Like I said, I got him on an 8-year deal. There's no clause on that deal, which is the only reason I locked him up to it, just because we can move him at any time. We wouldn't have any problems moving him at all. Bachfist we have for 1 more year after this one. Combs we have locked up on a very cheap deal. Same thing with Paulson. When they were up for their first contracts, 8-year deals, both of them, and got that done. Paid them whatever they want. Lindell, he's still on a bit of a deal. We'll see how long we want to keep him around. It really just depends on how fast we can get some guys to develop. Bergeron, he's going to be around maybe for 1 more year. We'll see, maybe on that 4th line. We just don't have a ton of guys right now to replace him. Tikhonov at an 83, Barnett, Halverson, like this is what I'm talking about too, specifically, is our defenseman right now. So we are loaded. We even have, I can't remember his first name, Don Reitz and Skylar Reed, who are our 2 first-round picks from last year, very high first-round picks, 7th and 9th. They played in the CHL this past year, but look at this. Like, who do we replace? Obviously, Harley and Bachfist can't go anywhere right now. Bachfist will probably let him go once his contract expires because he's probably going to want way too much money, and I'll have to pay some of these young guys by then. Halvertson's not coming out low elite. We like him. Galvin, he's been a little bit of an iffy. I signed him back to a cheap deal, so we'll see there. And then we have Albert Henry and Caden McCarron, who played really well this year. But then we have these 2 guys coming up. So we're at the point kind of right now where we might have to look at possibly moving on from somebody if need be. I mean, we can always sit on them. They're all young players on very cheap deals. So we could sit on them for a little bit, rotate maybe some guys in, see who starts developing a little bit more. But we have a plethora of guys, and then that's not even counting what we have in the system right now. So we have Rick Rabbit, who has a fantastic name, offensive defenseman, who I'd love to get in the lineup. His physical's a little bit weak, but everything else looks fantastic with him. Even his name, Rick Rabbit, that is a fantastic name to have in there. This is the player I was probably looking at trying to trade away there in those deals, Quentin Bruce. But you see, he's been putting up big numbers down in the CHL as well. 53 assists last year, playing a ton of minutes, 75 overall at only 19 years of age, and he's a big fucking boy. Then we have also a guy like Rocky Strong, which is also a phenomenal name. Somehow not an enforcer. Defensive defenseman, 6'5", 238. So guys, we have an absolute plethora of defensemen. That's not even counting some of these other guys who are low top 4s, other medium top 6s like Volchenkov, who's only 22 years of age and 76 overall. So we need to figure out what we're going to do with some of these guys, because we're quickly becoming over inundated with defensemen right now. I mean, even look at some of these draft picks that we grabbed. Tiny Lots, love that. Caden Siu, offensive defenseman as well, looks like a great player, 6th round pick, so hopefully he can develop. Obviously some of these guys we can just wait on because we have them locked up, but like I said, we got to start thinking of a plan because we have a lot of defensemen in the system right now and not a lot of forwards. So that might be something I do, is possibly look to trade some of those guys to try to get some more forward depth into the system in terms of like getting draft picks for future years, and maybe getting lucky on a 1st round pick or something and getting into that top 5, since we know we're not going to be able to trade for it anymore. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. It's going to be an interesting next couple of years for the organization. You see, we got goalies right now. We got plenty of goaltending depth. Main roster, Carter George and Jaden Faith. I have faith that they will be able to get it done next year, especially with how loaded our team is on the front end. But guys, that's the end of this one. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Comment your thoughts. I really want to get your input on what we want to do with this team going forward. But I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. We're closing in even closer. I think we're 30 away now from 300,000, or 300,000. That'd be fucking insane. I'd quit my job. 3,000 subscribers. So I appreciate all the support on the channel. Hope everybody has a great day. That's the end of this one. Peace.